freelance bit.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if you could please take your seats so we can continue with the program, that'd be much appreciated. Thank you. There'll be plenty of time later to continue to mingle and to buy those raffle pins as well. So if you please join me now in welcoming back to the stage Amanda Kalu and to present one of our recognition awards, and Wendy Finianos and the Honourable Michael Sukkar MP. Please join her on the stage following her speech.
This is a really special part of the day, and we'll take this really seriously because it acknowledges really, really special people in our community who pretty much sort of stay out of the limelight, don't like a lot of fuss, but they have made such an impact on the community, whether it be big or small. These people are just amazing people, and I have to tell you, the gentleman I am going to present to you tonight for this recognition award, it actually gives me absolute honour to be able to speak to you about him tonight, because he's just an amazing person, and I'm going to let you know a little bit about him. This evening, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to present to you a recognition award for a gentleman who has really done so much for our community, but has just been so silent. He was born in Lebanon in 1947 and is the eldest of 3 boys. He had to leave his home in Lebanon at such a very young age. He was 3 years old when he was left with his grandparents to raise him while his parents came to Australia to try and get a better life. He then came to Australia at the age of 12, being a very spoiled child, I'm told, because he was living away from his parents. His parents used to send him photos in a kaleidoscope-style mechanism so that he would never forget how amazing and beautiful Lebanon was, and not to forget his parents. He remembers the day he came to Australia. He was 12 years old. He remembers what he wore at the airport. He wore a suit, but he didn't wear pants, he wore shorts. He remembers the day that he left, when his parents left him in Lebanon, And he said, and I quote, "I don't want to stay here without you, Dad, please don't leave me here." I couldn't even begin to imagine what he was feeling, having to have his parents leave him at such a young age, but the fact that he stated, "Please don't leave me." When he finally arrived in Australia in his little suit, he was met at the airport by over 400 people. His parents were very, very well-known people in the community. He said he knew nobody. The gentleman approached him and said to him, "Do you know who your father is?" He turned around and he noticed a lot of people around, and he said, "I looked at a gentleman with eyes wide open and I knew that that was my father." When he arrived home, he was introduced to his mother. He did not know her, and when he did meet her, he said, "Pleased to meet you." His mother had given birth to one of his brothers. He is one of 3 boys. His mother had given birth to one of his brothers. He then met his brother. His mother was a very intelligent, wise, respectful woman who always instilled in him to never forget where he came from, never forget his heritage, and to never stop speaking Arabic. He is known for his generosity, caregiving, helping others, because that's what his parents had instilled in him. He doesn't like Lebanon, he is in love with Lebanon. He doesn't just like it, he is absolutely entrenched in it. He says, and he states, and I quote from an LBC interview, "I feel that I am a representative of the cedars of Lebanon. That's how much I love Lebanon." He has God, and then he has Lebanon. Former Prime Minister of Australia, John Howard, once quoted, "You are an amazing man, and we respect you so much." And this gentleman responded, "But why?" And he said, "Because you always speak of your country and your heritage. And a person who consistently speaks of their country and where they were born will always respect the country that they actually live in." He's very connected to the Lebanese community, and it is a huge part of his life. He is well respected through all levels of government, many former and current Prime Ministers here in Australia and Lebanon. His journey of compassion, service and remarkable accomplishments is a testament to his unwavering dedication to his community and his commitment to making a positive impact on the lives of others. His story began helping others in 1975, helping over 1,500 people, when he learned of the dire situation faced by hundreds of individuals seeking refuge in Cyprus following the outbreak of the Lebanese civil war. Driven by empathy and a strong sense of responsibility, he took it upon himself to advocate for these individuals. His efforts led to swift action by the Australian government, which welcomed these displaced individuals and provided them with a new home. This act of kindness marked the starting point of his lifelong journey of service. His belief is in the importance of supporting his fellow community members of all faiths and making a positive difference in society continued to guide his actions. As a prominent figure in various organisations, he held leadership positions that allowed him to enact meaningful change. Serving as the president of the Australian Lebanese Community Charity Association, and during in '89 and during 2011 to 14, he played a pivotal role in coordinating efforts to support those in need. His involvement in the Lebanese Maronite Catholic Society showcases his commitment to his faith and community, serving as a member since 1987 and a vice president in 1993. He has worked tirelessly to foster unity and provide assistance to those within the Maronite, Lebanese community, as well as all faiths. Khalil's dedication to bringing culture and promoting understanding is evident through his membership in the Australian Lebanese Cultural Union from 1975 to 2005. This organisation provided a platform for individuals from diverse backgrounds to come together, share their experiences and celebrate their common humanity. His political engagement as a member of the Liberal Party, and I've been told clearly, first Lebanese-born Liberal Party member and first to run for a seat, reflects his belief in the power of policy and governance to create positive change. His active involvement in the party's activities, including serving as a president of the Croydon branch, exemplifies his commitment to shaping his political landscape for the better. His impressive achievements also extend to his bold political campaigns, challenging for the seat of Grandia in 1987. He defied expectations by achieving a remarkable swing in voter support, showcasing his ability to connect with constituents and garner broad appeal. His bid for the seat of Lakemba in 1991 demonstrated his perseverance, even in the face of challenges, and throughout his journey, his steadfast belief in the values of compassion and unity has progressed and has been a driving force for him. His dedication to serving others, making a positive impact, has left an indelible mark on the Lebanese community in New South Wales and beyond. His story is a testament to the power of an individual's actions to shape and uplift communities in his legacy, and continues to inspire others to create positive change in their spheres. In 2020, he was honoured with an OAM, Order of Australia Medal, for his service to the community of New South Wales and the Lebanese community. And 5 Lebanese broadcasters all over Lebanon interviewed him for his 50 years of service and were astonished at what a man could achieve from his humble beginnings. His family home is a home to everybody he knows or has helped, and has instilled all his values in his children and the value of his family, his wife Marie and his 3 beautiful boys and 4 grandchildren. Till today, he is still actively working to help anybody who needs his help. Khalil Tahta, you are a very valued member of the community, the Lebanese community and the community abroad and the Liberal Party. And tonight I just want to say thank you for all your service and God bless. Please come forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. I'm going to cry. Honestly, I knew nothing about it. But when she mentioned war born in 1947, then my drawing started to twist. I'm very honored. I'm very honored to help the Australian Lebanese community for so many years. My parents, my mom taught us the front to hell fella made. And we did that, and I did that. In my family doing that, following my steps as well. It's the greatest honor. Consul General, I love you. He's a tremendous Consul General. I don't know what to say anymore, but I'm really shaken. I know we speak much better than this, but I want to welcome and the greatest honor that I have met 3 times now, Michael Sukkar. It's a great honor, and I hope one day, Cardinal Pell once said, I hope one day there will be a modernized Prime Minister of Australia. Wendy, thank you so much. I want to thank you and thank your committee. Very much appreciated, very well done. Thank you so much, and I'm really shaken. I don't know what to say anymore. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Khalil, and thank you, Amanda, and everyone who came up to the stage. And thank you, Khalil, for your contribution to our party. If I could please now ask Eddie Nader, Assistant Treasurer, to the stage to present the next recognition award.
Good evening, everyone. Firstly, could I ask Dr. Imad Federal to please stand next to me? Now, once Dr. Imad is standing next to me, I'm entrusting Mark and Michael to make sure he doesn't leave the stage. The only reason I've asked Dr. Imad to stand next to me tonight is because he is going to hate what I'm about to do next. And when I start, there is a good chance he will want to leave the room, as Dr. Imad does not like receiving awards or being recognised for the great work he does. I met Dr. Imad about 10 years ago at a function that I attended with my father. I clearly remember on the drive home saying to my father what a good man Dr. Imad was and how nice he was. My father quickly responded that Dr. Imad would be one of the best men I would ever meet in my life. I began to ask questions to get a clearer understanding of Dr. Imad. On that drive home, I found out that Dr. Imad was literally the United Nations of the Lebanese community in Australia. He was trusted by every Lebanese religious group in Australia and the link that keeps them all in communication. I found out that he was a man that could be trusted like no other, who worked tirelessly for the community, not only in Australia, but also in Lebanon. My father also told me that Dr. Imad was well entrenched in the Liberal Party and was an active member. He told me that politicians, both in Australia, France and Lebanon, often sought his advice, whether it be for medical, scientific or cultural reasons. Born on the 20th of February 1956 on the Ivory Coast, Dr. Imad from Jbal in Lebanon migrated to Australia in 1995 after spending many years studying in France. In 1978, he graduated from the University of Montpellier in France with a bachelor's degree in pharmacy. Then in 1979, he completed his PhD in clinical pharmacy. At the same university in 1983, he completed his PhD in clinical and medical pathology. In 1984, under the tutelage of Professor Luc Montagnard, who was head of the Department of Virology at the Institut Pasteur, a research foundation in France, he completed his pre-doctoral internship. In 1985, while still at the Institut Pasteur, Dr. Imad completed the Amgen Scholars Program in bacteriology, mycology, and Christology. In 1986, Dr. Imad thought, why not one more for the road? So he enrolled at the University of Paris to complete one more PhD in applied medical microbiology and immunology. Dr. Imad is a member of many professional and community groups both in Australia and Lebanon. He is a member of the Australian Society for Microbiology, the Chartered Institution of Water and Environmental Management. He is a fellow of the Chartered Institution of Water and Environmental Management, a member of the Arab Council of Australia, a member of the Franchise Advisory Council of Australia, a member of the Red Cross International, a member of the Lions Club Australia. He's been awarded the Melbourne Jones Fellow of the Lions Club International Foundation, a member of the Australian Arab Cultural Centre, former president of the Cultural Forum of Sydney, a Fellow of the French and Lebanese Pathologists Council, a member of the Lebanese and Arabic Association of Environmental Protection, a member of the Lebanese National Committee for Handicapped People, a founder of Beirut Civil Protection Centre, a founder of the Al-Huda Youth Social Welfare Institution, and Deputy Chairman of the Liberal Friends of Lebanon. Dr. Imad has worked both in Australia and Lebanon. In Australia, he started as a Senior Scientific Officer at CEC Australia, then working for Sydney Water as a microbiologist, analyst and scientific project manager. He, along with his wife, also held a franchise with Retail Food Group, twice winning major awards, State Franchisee and National Franchisee of the Year awards. In Lebanon, Dr. Imad has worked as an Associate Professor of the University of Lebanon in the faculties of Medicine, Dentistry and Public Health. At the University of St. Joseph, he was also an Associate Professor in the Faculty of Dentistry. He later also took on the role of Associate Professor at the Faculty of Pharmacy, the Arab University of Beirut. He was the Laboratory Director at both the Al-Bardi Hospital and the Middle East Hospital in Lebanon. He also took on roles within government departments, a Director of the Central Laboratory for the Ministry of Health, Public Health, a consultant to the Minister of Public Health, and a Senior Advisor to the Minister of Interior and Municipalities. In 2007, Dr. Imad was presented with the Melbourne Jones Fellowship Award for dedication to humanitarian services by the International Lions Club Foundation. And in 2008, Warringah and Manly Council honoured him with the Local Hero Award. In 2017, the United Australian Arab Lebanese Movement honoured Dr. Imad at their annual Australia Day Awards for the active role he plays in community service. Dr. Imad, a long-time Liberal Party member, belongs to the Forestville Killarney Heights branch. He is active within the branch and works tirelessly in promoting and connecting many parliamentarians from people within the Lebanese community. He is constantly pushing and endorsing the beliefs and fundamentals of the Liberal Party. Dr. Imad is one of the party members whose voice is always heard but prefers others to take the spotlight. At the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, several senior Liberals and New South Wales Health Directors, aware of Dr. Imad's background and skills, asked him to join the Coronavirus Pandemic Crisis Committee in New South Wales. He assisted in the education of non-English speaking constituents understand the New South Wales Government's message through key Arabic media outlets. He fronted 148 seminars streamed live on the SBS through its television and radio platforms. He delivered all these seminars not only in English but also in Arabic and French. He was involved in the translation of key documents from English to Arabic. But more importantly, he was one of the first to raise his hand and start the immunisation process of many Australians. He was a trusted voice and a trusted face in a community, particularly in Western Sydney, who thought they were being victimised. He brought calm to a tense situation. He educated the community to accept fact over fiction and trust the vaccination process. Dr. Imad's efforts did not go unnoticed. He was recently awarded the Australian Community Medal for service during the COVID pandemic by Prime Minister Anthony Albanese. Surprised he was in the country long enough to get the medal. Dr. Imad's efforts do not stop there. The COVID pandemic was the second time he had been brought back from retirement to help the government in a crisis. During the last major bushfires in New South Wales, there was a strong possibility that the drinking water in New South Wales could have been contaminated from the smouldering ash. Sydney Water knew there was only one person capable of formulating a plan to make sure the water supply remained safe in New South Wales. Dr. Imad was brought back to work around the clock, continually testing the water supply and advising the government on what needed to be done to make sure the people of New South Wales continually had safe drinking water. It is fair to say that Australian and more importantly Sydneysiders have been lucky to have such a great man migrate to Australia. Before I ask Michael Sukkar to hand the trophy to Dr. Imad, I just wish to share one last story with you about Dr. Imad. A few years ago, Dr. Imad was to be honoured with an OAM for service to the community. Dr. Imad politely refused the award. To Dr. Imad, his community work is something he says one does from the goodness of one's heart. He sees it as something that he wants to do to make the world a better place. It comes from his passion for helping people. He did not think it was necessary to receive such a prestigious award for the community work he has undertaken in Australia. He said he does not do community work for the awards, especially such a prestigious award as an OAM. Dr. Imad, tonight we honour you with this award, not only for your work in the community, but more importantly for the work you have done in Australia as a doctor of microbiology and immunology. We honour you for keeping us safe and healthy. Dr. Imad, on behalf of the Liberal Friends of Lebanon, the Liberal Party and all Australians, I can only say thank you.
In Lebanese, sometimes on the Akan I didn't know that I should be here to be awarded. And thanks to everyone behind that award, because they refresh a little bit my memory about things happening and thank you for all the people attending tonight. You are the main strong pioneer for me. Your love and your support. This is what we look always about our work with people. Give and don't expect anything to come back to you. One day you will teach the other how to give. And this is the main thing. So thank you very much. Thanks for Australia who opened for me that opportunity to come and to serve. Thanks to my family. Thanks to my son Charlie and Catherine, who always been looking after me, especially after my retirement. Thank you. And thanks for all my colleagues in the Friends of Lebanon. And I will end by saying I love you all. Thank you.
Congratulations, Dr. Imad. You're an incredible part of not only the wider Liberal Party, but also the Liberal Friends of Lebanon, and your wise counsel is always called upon. I'll now leave you to enjoy your dinner and a bit of a break, and the girls will be coming around to sell the raffle pins. So please keep Deakin by your raffle pins, and we'll be back shortly. Thank you.